like to pick. So we've seen them pick Lone Druid before, but Lone Druid also is a strategy from business that doesn't really care about a Natures. It doesn't really care about a Clockwork. Like, how do you kill a Lone Druid with a Clockwork? He can just summon the bear right in. You know, he can play in the trees, and it's all about the bear. He can kill the nature summons. Jakiro, we see business picking this all the time as well, and that deals with the nature summons. I just love that instead of like completely building their draft around countering Zoomers so far, that they just pivot and just kind of use their draft, like they pivot their whole strategy to something that they've already done before. It's kind of like the hand on a clock, you know. It's like they're pivoting to something that's already on there, but that kind of works, so it's going to fit in their style. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm interested to see what they want mid, because you know, when I see Jakiro, I kind of think Void Spirit, because Jakiro's not the one you're hoping to land the stun initially. You're hoping that he's the one who can keep the enemy stun. So what I mean by that is, like, you'll see like a Void Spirit goes into the Yules, has the Aether Remnant. That gives Jakiro, of course, the perfect amount of time, land an Ice Path in there. You've got the stun lock, you grab these kills, it makes it so much easier for you. Or even that Ember, you know, Searing Chains into, you know, into having that Ice Path, or even getting a Yules or something like that. Like, I think I'm looking for mids that want that kind of like Yules lockdown, and
no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
When they go Sand
King. Well, there you go. There you go. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's even like a double triple stunner too. Like, that's a hero that can hit multiple, and if you can line up with the burrow, then maybe the Jakiro can get in position to line up the Ice Path as well. So very nice. And this is something we see Brax get picked a lot. And which kind of surprises me, not because like I think he's bad at it by any means. I mean, obviously they've been winning, right? So they're doing something right.
Yeah.
I just don't see him picking Sand King that much in pubs. I think it's just like a generic stunning offlaner, and I think probably business are just like, yeah, dude, stunners are good. Like, let's just pick stunners that do like magic damage. Like, they have a very, you know, simple approach, but it really works. Like, simple other than Envy. Envy's like their wild card. I guess it's when you have Envy on your team, you just have this insane psychopath guy mid doing absolutely crazy stuff. Like, he should be in an asylum somewhere. And then you can't have Brax doing that as well. You know, it's like, all right, Brax, let's give you the most generic offlaner possible. Centaur, Mars, Sand King, you know, stunners. That's it. And then just let Envy go off.
Yeah, it's a lot of business associates from when I see, like, when they succeed, it's usually when Envy and Moo both get a chance to kind of do their thing. But sometimes it feels like their games go wrong when they rely too much on Moo. So I like to see what they're going to pick here for Envy, because if it's not something that can really... If they're both relying on the late game, I feel like that's when, you know, things kind of go wrong. I like to see where Envy can do more in the mid game.
Definitely. So it'll be interesting to see what he picks. But and here's the thing with Zoomers, and what makes them so dangerous is that you look at this Death Prophet, Nature's Pango, you don't know where the hell these heroes are going. Monkeys Forever, prolific Death Prophet spammer in the offlane. I've seen people flame Monkeys. Oh, all you can play is Death Prophet. You're such a meme player. All you are is memes, you know, and people hate him because he's winning. And then you Pango, traditional offlaner. Gunner plays it mid. I'm sure Sammy Boy can play it. Oceana can play it. We've seen Husky play 5 Death Prophet, so I'm sure he can play Pango as a 5. You've Clockwork, who can play in the offlane. You've Husky, who can play Nature's Prophet as a 5. Also, we've seen many times Zoomers, they are flexible enough to send a position 5 player on a position 4 in the safe lane, just like we saw Crazy do last time with Moon Meander was playing like 5 Void Spirit, or it was more of this like flexible thing. And Zoomers has that exact same flexibility, which makes them very dangerous.
They go Morphling, so this could be 5 Prophet, could be, well, they could be 5 Death or Nature's Prophet. You know, Clockwork in the 4, could be Clockwork 5. Like, I think there's just so many options right now for them. Even with the Morphling getting picked up, like, it doesn't define anything.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. And this is something that both Gunner and Sammy can play. I would wager that it's more likely we'll see Gunner playing Morph, just because I feel like he prefers the hero. And we all know about Gunner's hero preferences. They get respected. He doesn't want to play Viper. He doesn't play Viper. So that leads me to believe, like, okay, is this a Sammy Natures? Is this a Sammy Death Prophet?
Ooh.
And a Visage. Okay.
Envy on the Visage. Wow. Okay, so Divine Rapiers might be out of the equation on this one for that. But wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so they do give Morphling. That's Sammy Boy. We've Husky playing Nature's 5. We've Ocean playing Clockwork as a 4. Now we're just deciding, Gunner, what do you want to play? He wants to play the Pango. I honestly think this is more the Gunner hero. It's really crazy to say it because Monkeys is an offlaner, and Pango traditionally viewed as an offlane hero, but not with this team. Not with this team. Like Monkeys really likes his Death Prophet.
Husky on that 5 Nature's Prophet. We've seen Husky, and I was almost like, they could just go like 1 Nature's Prophet and then 2 Death Prophet and have like Husky get like a Witch Doctor last pick, because he's played that hero really well throughout this all.
He's a really flexible player. He plays so many things well that you're scared to get him in a pub against you as like a position 5 player, which says a lot, because he doesn't just play the traditional position 5s like Lich and Wyvern and these boring heroes that they're there, but you're never like, ooh, don't Lich me. No, Husky is on these like cancerous pub heroes, these Nature's Prophets, Chens, Enchantress. He's picking meme shit, and he is completely destroying you with it, and it is so infuriating to play against a player like this. And so he can play all of those other regular heroes, but I love that they give him these just absolute lane dominators that make the game so difficult. So we'll see. This really all is about this Envy Visage. Like, if he can get off to a good start, Zoomers don't really have great answers to the Visage birds. They have the Pango, but if Visage is ahead and you have that Gravekeeper's maxed out, like the Pango doesn't do enough with his Swashbuckle to kill the birds if you're standing them near the Visage.
So, who are you on? Or is it 50-50 for you?
Man, I feel like this is a sin to
pick someone?
To pick someone in this one, just because I do feel like this is the 2 best teams in the tournament. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see Thunder Predator play a lot. I know they're the South American team over Beast Coast, like at least online they are.
Yeah,
so,
I know Beast Coast, they're not in the same house right now, and they're just kind of like all over the place. So it's certainly
that team's
a bit of a struggle for them.
Shaky right now, but I do really feel like on a good day, these are the two best teams. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Business. I mean, it's easy to pick them. They've played so exceptionally well lately, and I think when you're playing this well with such an interesting, diverse group of players, it's scary. It's scary time. Like, look at this. They have Moo going mid. They have Envy going off lane, Visage, and Brax is safe laning. Like, the ability to make moves like this and still have these players be comfortable, it just speaks to their experience, and it lets them get away with so much more than other teams would. And it's like, you could do this if you're a bad team and just do it poorly, and it looks horrible. But if they can pull this off, which they can and they have, it's gonna look really good.
So we'll find out who wins this first game, and these 2 games have big bearings on what's gonna happen. And 4Zoomers 2-0 for them means they're top of the group, so they would love to be in a situation like that.
Yeah, they've got a lot of momentum, so they're super looking to seal the deal here. And I also know that there's a bit of like a friendship rivalry between these 2 teams. These are all very friendly players. Husky and Moo duo queued together for half a year, something like that. Like they were like the stack to duo against. So these guys know each other really well. Gunner's bot, he has no items other than just a QB.
Interesting, and he was the one who got the 2 shared tangos. And Envy's actually here bottom. That was one of the things I was kind of wondering about, like, where were you going to place him?
This is our
Oh, he snipes a courier, snaking. With the boots and the ward directly behind the tower. Not expecting that on the side of Zoomers.
This already feels like a lot of pressure. You are playing, aggressive try against these 2 heroes that I seem to not be able to do too much in this situation for the moment. And One of the things that I like from the Visage early on is really just the damage you can output and how aggressive you can play, especially with a little bit of help. Like Rubik comes in, Fade Bolt, Dual Breath, like you're really doing a lot here that might feel pretty uncomfortable for Gunnar and the rest.
Yeah, I mean, Visage is one of the best tri-laners. Like, this is just the nature of Soul Assumption. Like, you get damage in this ability depending on the damage your teammates and enemies take around you. And there's 6 heroes in the lane, so there's constantly going to be damage. This hero loves being in a scenario like this. This is one of the often forgotten things about Visage, because usually when people play it as a core these days, it's like a mid-Visage. It's like a carry Visage, you know? It's not this tri-v-tri, but this hero used to be the king of tri-lanes. Cool to see them bringing it back. Ocean gets a D-ward. How are these other lanes going?
Been really wishing to see the Visage Visage Grimstroke combination, but the only team I've seen do that is eHome. They bring over Husky, so they're looking to play aggressively, swashbuckle in. Rubik backing off. Snaking's already got boots, so it's not exactly that easy for them to catch him. As the telekinesis comes in on a Husky, the damage is out. And they've got Soul Assumption again for the first blood.
You see how quickly he gets those damage stacks on Envy? It's like, as long as he's playing with mangoes in his inventory and just some regen, he's going to have tons of damage in this lane. It's so hard to output the damage of a Visage. It just, the math just doesn't work out for you.
So, other lanes pretty quiet, not really too much of a surprise. Monkeys Forever against Brax 1v1. Really doesn't look like much is going to happen there unless there's a rotation. Of course, they do have the Nature's Prophet to rotate when he's got teleportation. And he's going back towards bottom. They want to make an aggressive play once again. Soul Assumption stops that south. Battery Assault, but so far back for Ocean. And Gunnar's in a lot of trouble. Telekinesis, the damage coming in. There's the Dual Breath. Doesn't have the mana for another Soul Assumption. Meanwhile, well, they do get the kill on Gunnar. I don't know why I said meanwhile. We're looking right at it.
I mean, he just, he jumped away and thought he would be fine, so. Not expecting the massive amount of damage that comes in with the Jakiro. Level 2 Dual Breath. Level 1 Liquid Fire. I never understood why this ability scales by only 5 mana at level 1 and doubles the damage. And then it just all of a sudden scales by 15 mana at the other levels. Like, that just seems so arbitrary. Oh, just way better at level 2 for no reason. Oh, cool. Very cool.
So Mood 21-6 so far, 23-8 for Monkeys Forever in the off lane. And, you know, the bottom lane's been a little bit rough so far for 4Zoomers, but certainly a lot you can do here if you get a quick 6 on the Death Prophet. I know Envy, when he plays the Prophet, gets that level 6, has that Exorcism, wants to make a move immediately. Like, I think he TPs to the off lane and just goes.
Ooh. Wow. Oh, that hurts. That hurts to watch. He barely walked out of his Sandstorm there by accident. That was a... Okay, so he's having lag issues or something. I was gonna say, that's, you know, not to make excuses for him, but that's not a typical thing you see Brax do. Like, you just know as a Sand King player, you don't walk out of Sandstorm or you die. That's just how it goes. Like, the cooldown on it is so long that you're gonna blame lag. You see, these guys are friends. Like, some other teams, maybe there'd be some saltiness, but these guys probably talk to Brax just about every day.
I feel like it's, you know, if you can get the excuse in, why not use it?
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, swiping a bounty. Looking to swipe that bounty. Meanwhile, over here, Ocean, Soul Assumption, trying to run. Oh, 5 health. Literally 5 health.
That raindrop, man. Thank Gaben. Thank you, Lord Gaben, for the blessing you have bestowed upon me today with this overpowered little item.
Little shake and bake.
What?
Little shake and bake.
What? I don't get it.
You know, he waddles his way out, gets a little shake and bake in there.
I'm still not getting it. I don't know, dude. Is that something you put on chicken?
No. It's from Talladega Nights.
Is it?
Yeah, we'll shake and bake.
I see. All I know is that's the breading that I put on my chicken sometimes.
I've never seen it as a breading, actually. I'm a big
Really?
I'm a panko person.
Oh, we have panko too. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. Shake and bake. Wow, I thought that was American.
Dual breath and the damage out on the Husky. Very much felt the disarm, though, onto the Jakiro as well as the Rubik. Quick TP away. Soul Assumption throwing a gunner once again, and Husky out of harm's way.
It's always the funniest thing on nature is just standing there taking it while you're just, you know, TPing out. Really sick.
Hoping you can get out of there.
Oh yeah. You got no stuns against you. You're fine. Fear just gets his level 4 now. Should have it right here. Get that stun. Dude, the crazy dives. Man, Monkey's really punishing Brax.
And he gets the kill, and he's almost dead. Oy, God. With Husky here in Ocean, Fear still needs to be careful.
Dude, Monkey's just playing on edge here. So he gets a refilled bottle. He put it on the ground, so when Husky TP'd in, he could refill it. Monkey's is a madman.
He's still going. Level 4 in the Spirit Siphon, just walking and snaking, and now, I mean, full health. He just backs off. Brax is back, but how do you fight into that?
You know, I look at these side lanes going so poorly. Well, I shouldn't say side lanes. I look at this top lane going so poorly, and a lot of the time I think, like, wow, this game is, like, this is going to super favor the Zoomers because of this. But I have so much faith in Moo and Envy as players. Like, I feel like with this business core lineup, you can shut one down and the other two will just pop off. Like, you can never let your guard down if you're Zoomers. I mean, I obviously feel the same way about Zoomers. This is just the nature of having 3 incredibly good core players. You give players at this caliber an inch and they take a mile. That's just how it is. Moo really knows his timings too. Like, this guy, I've seen so many games where feels like it's on the brink of destruction for the entire game, and then boom, Moo hits his timing. All of a sudden, they're wiping the floor with the enemy team. And he makes those callouts. I know he does. He's got a big voice on this team.
So like you said, you know, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. But for all you people out there outside of the United States, you give them an inch, and they'll take 1.609 kilometers.
Give him a centimeter. It's like a kilometer. Maybe even a gigameter. If you're not careful. Have you noticed they say that with like computer things, but not with meters? 1,000 kilometers. That's a gigameter. Right? Am I crazy? 1,000 kilobytes is a gigabyte. 1,000 kilometers is a gigameter.
Isn't it 1,024 technically, or something like that?
Oh well, that's not fair. That's because operating systems are you know, bits and bytes. Well, it's 1 or 0. You know, it's like it's in twos. It's bitwise or base 2 for all the math people out there. So it's like base 2 1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it. Think.
Because if you can't root it by 2, then it gets real triggering in computers.
I mean, what? Your flight's 2,000 miles away. You're traveling 2 gigamiles.
Yeah. Why do people not say that? I don't get it. It's so arbitrary.
Definitely feels like something that like Elon Musk would use in like the Tesla goes 0.23 gigameters per second.
Absolutely. And then he'd get fired for insider trading because you're not supposed to tweet things like that as a CEO. Oh wait, that already happened.
Hasn't gotten them yet.
Monkeys is... Anytime Monkeys gets a solo kill, I just see him be so annoying, pressuring. Like, he does not let up. See this? Like, just nuking.
And he's got well, gold went to the Nature's Prophet, but he did grab a ward there, cleaning up the vision.
Husky's so happy about that. At least Monkeys gets the XP though. It's something.
Envy going Helm of the Dominator first, so you could always get that Centaur stun with your familiar stuns.
Yeah, classic build. Also just buffing up that familiar damage a little bit more.
Sammy Boy, he went in far to try and kill Snake King, but Telekinesis lifts him up, throws him down onto the Nature's Prophet, so a bit of pressure, and they were really hoping to get that root on a Sammy Boy. They're still going to chase, though. They've got the dual breath, just hoping.
They don't do anything to him, unfortunately. Like this, Sammy Boy is immortal until Brax gets a blink, unless he really messes up, and he knows that. Like that's exactly why Sammy's playing so incredibly aggressive. But Sand King is one of the better heroes versus the Morph because it's Ocean and Gunner. It's so
without,
easy to kill.
Yeah, I guess Rolling Thunder that'll help you out. I was gonna say without the hookshot, I'm a bit surprised, but Envy was sitting level 5.
Yeah, no boots on Envy, so.
Wow. Everybody putting their bounty on Envy. There it is.
Oh, man. They talked about this. I'm sure they did. All right, guys, let's trigger him. Who's the one that we can tilt? I don't know why these guys are putting this on me. Like,
I died once.
That wasn't even a good kill. Like, that timing doesn't matter.
Oh my god. 4Zoomers doing well. 2,000 net worth lead. Jumps back down to 1 for a split second, but they're going into the Yules on Monkeys forever. And then, well, for now, Gunner looking towards the Vlads. And Morphling just looking to farm up that Manta. And on the other side, like we said, Helm of the Dominator for Envy. You going Mask of Madness on the Bear. It seems a bit slow on the Lone Druid. I mean, he does have 4,000 net worth. Maybe it just doesn't feel like he's having much impact so far. And that's why I'm thinking that. Sprout. You're trying to go after Brax.
Hard kill. You need the silence on Death Prophet to connect. Or some sort of like roll. With these heroes, it's hard, but it's pressure. This means that Monkeys and Husky can pressure this top tower with the Siege creep. But Brax is in the trees. It's always really like Sand King's one of the more difficult heroes to do this against because he just sandstorms the wave. Yeah, there it is. Come get me, guys. Come dive me. Come into my storm.
Do what you want.
And he's just out of sentry range.
If they had a level 6, maybe they would go for it and try and throw a hook shot in there.
Yeah, maybe. Like walking with the dust. Hook shot. Oh, they caught Ocean.
Yeah, they caught him pretty far out. Kind of finds himself in a poor position. Now the Blink Dagger is ready for Brax. He doesn't even get level 6 off that, so a bit of a poor situation in that spot.
Yeah, it's rough, but who took the book? Did Husky take the book? Maybe the supports are just really underleveled because they tri-lane on Zoomers.
Could have thrown it to a core. I know that's...
No way. No way. Well, then again, Zoomer cores. These are some greedy players. Sammy Boy's like, I need my level 10.
I don't know. Monkeys Forever is so high.
He is, but he solo killed this lane. Like he's top net worth. He's just popping off this game.
Ooh, Husky spotted. Nice path in. Envy gets the kill. I think if a bounty's put on you like that and you kill someone who put the bounty on you, you should get some sort of compensation. Oh, epicenter mid? Okay.
Huh. Oh, did they do... They must have, like, blink burrowed, epied, and then lifted, and it's just not enough. Like, you need to... With Rubik being this level, you need to channel the epi before blinking in and killing Sammy. Like, otherwise he's never gonna die. That's unfortunate. Like, the blink reveal almost always gets a kill on the Morph lane in this matchup, Sand King versus Morph, because he doesn't know you have the blink, right? So he sits at, like, 500 HP, and you catch him, and basically only the burrow is almost enough to kill him. Gunner's going here. That's Little crazy.
Yeah, Ocean now comes in, but he TPs into a bit of a rough spot. He does have hookshot to work with.
It's so annoying playing against a Rubik who's up against a Morph because he just steals the Morph, and now Snake King is sitting on 1600 HP. So Gunner feels like, oh man, there's a Rubik out of position. I can maybe kill him or pressure him with roll. Snake King did not care. He did not give a single damn. He's got more HP than his level 9 Sand King, a strength hero.
Yeah, quite a bit there. And they're going to move over bottom with the smoke, try and grab a kill potentially on a Monkeys Forever, but he's level 11. This is a very tough one to try and get. He's got the Yules. Now the vision is there. Break the smoke of the Jakiro as well as the Rubik the Bear just hitting the tier 1 tower. So Monkeys Forever should feel relatively safe. I think the rotation could come out if necessary. The TP situation is everybody but the Clockwork, but Clockwork already there.
So there are 2 mid now shown by business. So if they wanted to go bot for Zoomers, you know that this is at max 3 heroes. Like Brax is sitting in the trees. They don't know where he is, but I feel like this is not that bad of a fight for Zoomers to just run at Moo here. And it looks like they are going.
They want Snake King. Good hook shot from Ocean. Pushing back with the cogs. Quick kill. Really well done.
You do still have Brax in the trees.
Burrow Strike hits, and now the Dual Breath goes out onto Ocean. They're just going to retreat with that, though.
Man, Fear has max Dual Breath. Well, 3 points in Dual Breath. I think it's getting to the point where they need a little bit more chain disable if they want to kill the 3 cores of Zoomers. Morphling is difficult to kill him before Morph. Pango before he Rolling Thunders. Death Prophet, she's got the heals from Siphon and Yule Scepter. Like, they need more chain disable on business if they want to kill Zoomers.
Not really getting much out of it so far for the side of Business Associates, and I guess the Visage just, we're not feeling its presence so far.
It doesn't feel like it. He's even going for a BKB next, which I feel like if this is another hero, fine, but for Visage, is that really the play? I guess he can, if he's staying near the birds, he can keep them alive, and he needs the BKB to do that, but I don't know, it feels like he's just going to walk in and be just as weak, and they'll ignore him. And he'll just be magic immune, while they still ignore him, as they've been doing for the last 16 minutes. They've not paid Envy any mind other than setting a bounty on him, but that's almost seemed like a bait bounty.
Ooh, hookshot missing from Ocean. Rolling Thunder comes in. It is Shield Crash that gets taken here by the Rubik, and continuing to disrupt the fights, but they're going to need a little bit more than this. Moo looking to join in. They've got the Telekinesis with the Soul Assumption, Fade Bolt, Ice Path, everything on the Gunner to get that kill. They've laid down the Macro Pyre, Soul Assumption thrown at Ocean. Now the waveform out from Sammy Boy, but not all the way across the river. So they'll steal the Adaptive Strike. They look over at Monkeys Forever, and all of a sudden this fight has gone on long, where Business Associates might come out very much ahead. The Adaptive Strike hits from the Rubik, and, well, he gets the kill there onto Monkeys Forever, and they find Sammy Boy.
The course! They all run it and feed! Wow, just like that from one pickoff. I mean,
Radiant's middle tower
it's also on business. Like, they know that with that initial pickoff on Gunner, that they can just make the Zoomers bleed. Without the Pango, it's the same thing we saw in the last series. The team fight threat from Zoomers really is not there. Especially if Monkeys doesn't get any of his abilities off. He didn't use a single Spirit Siphon. He was just too afraid. He was running away. Moo? Catching Husky. He's tanky, but
should be able to get this kill. There it is. One of the things that I noticed too is Rubik's got this Strength Adaptive Strike, and of course he morphed completely into Strength.
Yeah, that's a really nice spell to steal on Rubik. I mean, even at level 2 with Arcane Supremacy level 1, that's like a 2.5 second stun. When that's maxed out, and when the Adaptive Strike is maxed out, and he also has Arcane Supremacy maxed, that is going to be a long duration disable. And we already talked about how important that is for this game. Killing these cores on Zoomers.
So things kind of stabilizing a little bit. Quietly, Moo has just kind of done his thing. He's almost got the Deso on the bear.
That's a game changer. I mean, that Deso is just so much raw damage that sometimes it feels like you don't even need Disable when you have that. I mean, obviously, it's still great to have it, but sometimes it's like, okay, Morph can just keep morphing, right? But you do enough damage that you can kill him, even if he has 6,000 HP, because the Deso just does so much minus armor and raw damage on that bear.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Not a lead for Business Associates, but after that fight, it certainly feels like the game is much more even than a 3K net worth would lead you to believe.
Yeah, definitely. And man, because Business have been defending this tier 1 so relentlessly, they make it here in time.
Rax comes in, silence out, hookshot hits onto the Rubik, and Rubik's got that adaptive strike, but I don't even know if he's going to be able to throw it. Sammy Boy had morphed into the Sand King, waveform forward, looking over at Eternal Envy, who's popped the BKB, goes into the Sandstorm, so Sammy Boy's still sitting here. Do they go back into Roche?
Rax's Epicenter, if you want to do something crazy, he could do it. He could pull it off. Ocean's not
Oh, yeah, and he started it, immediately went to the Burrow Strike after.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult situation. Most good teams will be well aware that you're going to try something like that. So just denying that. Like a lot of really safe players won't even go for a try there. So I don't know. I respect that Rax for trying that.
It's a fight to take right back there from Zoomers, as we talked about how the game seemed very even, but all of a sudden it's like they play that so well.
Dire's middle tower is
Oh, you're AC Husky.
Dire's middle tower
He's just
has
standing
fallen.
totally still. Oh, he knows he's dead.
So Desolator on the bear. You said that it's a big damage output, and there it is.
Yeah, even with Husky having the medallion, this bear, when he pops that Mask of Madness, he just shreds anyone.
$7K net worth lead. God, where is this net worth coming from? Because things seem pretty close towards the top. But I guess the big difference there is Gunner to Brax, and then the supports.
Yeah, Brax is definitely having a rough one. I mean, Nature's Prophet just farms so much gold because he just takes whatever anybody else does want, because he literally just globally TPs and has a global ultimate that hits every creep on the map. So makes sense. Also, Zoomers just have more of the map to work with, so they get bounties, they get Roshan. Associates, they see Gunner here.
And they catch the Pangolier. Ice Path lockdowns there. Can he survive? He tries to run, but the fear is there to keep him close, and there's another one for the side of Business Associates. They get the Pangolier, not the biggest target, but one that they'll take.
Important for the fights. It's funny, I mean, he's like the least farmed core on Zoomers, and feels like maybe the most important in terms of if you want to fight afterwards. So Business could look to take a fight right now, and they'd be pretty strong. Oh, Envy has no birds for 30 seconds. So kind of flips the other way. Now it's a good time to fight if you're Zoomers, but it's a small window. Maybe one that you can't capitalize on.
So just 10-6, a little bit of a quieter game this time around.
It's like quiet, but you know, there's been Roshans and pickoffs. Like the fights have been taken with discipline, with like these smoke pickoffs and, you know, precision plays, taking towers and stuff. So it's still definitely been interesting. It's good high level Dota where you don't just kind of run in and brawl. Like you choose really when to take a fight with smokes, and is this actually worth fighting, or should we just let this be a pickoff? Maybe you're going to see Sammy Boy here soon, but he's got an Aegis.
As an
Dire's
Aegis,
top tower is under attack.
hard to kill not once but twice, and there's a counter smoke from 4Zoomers. They're gonna run into this team. Blink Burrow Strike comes through on a Monkeys Forever. They've got the Ice Path followed up. Hookshot on the back line, sitting on Eternal Envy with BKB being popped by Monkeys Forever. They turn over at EE, but all of a sudden, Ocean, he's the first one gone. Sprout around Fear, as well as the Swashbuckle coming in from Gunner. They're trying to get the kill on this Jakiro. They'll get themselves one, but they look over at Monkeys Forever, who's trying to survive. Can he do so with a Spirit Siphon? Envy's gone. So this is certainly doable as they look to take the kill on the move. With the Adaptive Strike, they'll stop the TP, and they'll grab themselves a third.
Really nice triple burrow there from Sammy. I looked and I was like, oh, Brax, what a play. But no, just Sammy stealing the Sand King and kind of outdoing him there.
Dire's top tower.
On to the tier 2 they go. Monkeys
Still
Forever, he
having
was
it.
so low there.
Yeah, it was close, but he's got the BKB for the turnaround. And man, if you don't burst a Death Prophet and she's got 4 Spirit Siphon charges, if she siphons the bear, that's immediately like 1,000 HP she gets back.
Dire's top tower is
And then the
under
Lone Druid
attack.
himself too, he's got a huge amount of HP as well.
Dire's structure.
Strike, telekinesis, oh good hook shot. Even with the Ice Path being there, it disrupts the fight. They'll look over at this Rubik, get themselves the kill on a Snake King. Soul Assumption coming on to Ocean, but not going to be enough. Macro Pyre is down, another Soul Assumption Ice Path. Gunner locked in, locked down, and killed off. Burrow Strike. Oh, Husky. We'll drop
I've never
too.
seen that. He was so close to finishing the TP animation that when he got lifted, he was still doing it. Ahead of Ocean's die. He's going for the bounties. He's being greedy. Greedy little clock.
Non-hero damage did 990 total damage to Pangolier. Gunner just pinged that out like 100 times.
Yeah, I think he's I'm gonna take a wild guess and say he's complaining about the zoo. Maybe even the zoo meta. Lots of birds and dogs and bears just slamming him in that fight. They need a Crimson on somebody. Oh yeah, Husky's going for the Crimson now. So you can see that he's realizing this is definitely the counter, the play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures
Sammy Boy
are
Scotty next. BKB down to 9
Radiant's
seconds.
bottom tower is under attack.
MV close, so is Snake King. Burrow Strike out onto the Morphling. Soul Assumption through. Do they have the damage? They're close, certainly. And he gets caught pants down over on the Dire side.
Had the BKB, so he was playing very up there.
Dire are scanning.
Ooh, now
Oh,
Yule's
monkeys.
Monkeys
He has-
BKB, TP out.
Tried to get the bash on the bear, but
Snake King, though, grabs a silence. So that's about a 7.5 second silence.
yep, pretty damn nice. And an AoE as well, with that extended Ether Lens range and cast range talent. So you'd think it's kind of the thing that you don't want to steal, but really there's nothing on Death Prophet that you don't want to steal. Like all of her abilities are good. Even if you steal a Siphon with Strength Morph already stolen, that's quite good. 27-minute items coming out. Already have a Spider Legs. That's a nice one.
So 15-10, still 4Zoomers up by 8K.
Radiant are scanning.
Gunner going Lotus Orb.
It's cool to see this team playing in this way, where you basically have monkeys who play Death Prophet in the off lane, but he's building these kind of like mid-esque items. You know, Yule Scepter, BKB, and then Gunner even as a mid laner. Like they've recognized that these items are so important, these team items, Pipe and Crimson Guard, but they don't just get them on their offlaner. You know what I mean? Like this team is flexible enough that like they're gonna get them, but they're gonna split them across their heroes. It's not just like, all right, you're an offlaner, we're just gonna put Mars in the offlane. All right, dude, get all of the team items. No, they have this little bit of nuance to their drop.
Hook shot. Cogs now blocks him from going down the stairs. Snake King, he waveforms down low. Good steal. But they've got the exorcism. They have the control. They look over at Moo, and yes, your Rubik got out, but, well, now your Lone Druid's dead.
They have quite good damage to kill the Lone Druid if he's ever isolated. In a lot of other games, it's free, but...
Ocean very far forward, and he's got the Dust Swashbuckle through. Familiar is trying to get the kill, and one more Familiar. Gets the stun. Ocean, though, should be okay. Shockingly surprised, survives that all. Telekinesis, Ice Path, Macropyre all down. Gunner low on mana, but he does pop that wand, has the Swashbuckle, and now they have the vision thanks to the Rocket Flare. It looks like Business Associates are kind of hesitant about fully committing in that spot.
Yeah, they're pretty tanky, but you can't go too ham. But they are feeling a lot better now that they have the completed Crimson Guard, as well as the pipe. Like, when you use the Crimson Guard, the birds do literally 0 damage. Because it's a 60 damage block. The birds don't even do 60 damage. Until they're maxed out. Then they'll do, 10 damage a hit or something pathetic.
Iron's picked up. Smoke play with a Treant sitting in Roche. Just 30 seconds left on that.
Brax has a Vlad's on Sand King. Not something you see every day, but do need that as a team item. Somebody's got to get it.
Any smokes here on Zoomers? Yeah, Ocean's got one.
Players here.
Envy now. Ags.
DD on Sammy.
That's going to be rough to deal with. They go after Gunner. They've got the Familiars to stun him up. But now, can they even get out of this one? Look at the waveform forward and the aggression coming in from the side of 4Zoomers. They'll look to get the damage to take out Snake King and will be successful in doing so with the BKB being popped by Sammy Boy, but Ocean's already dead. Brax gets the 1-for-1 trade so far. Rolling Thunder from Gunner right onto Moo. They'll take him out as well. The Familiars drop, and all of a sudden, things falling apart for Business Associates. Fear on the run. Gunner continuing forward. Has Swashbuckle in just a couple of seconds. Will give chase. Fear not really much spots to go, but the Epicenter comes in with a Burrow Strike. It won't do enough. Exorcism still rolling. Monkeys Forever moving forward. They'll take out Brax. That's a 4th. And Envy, really, at this point, all he can do is watch. Trying to run back to his base. Envy, though, under the tier 4 towers. Sammy Boy looking for this one. The Familiars stun lock Sammy, who needs to be a little bit careful about his positioning. Ice Path lands. Fear trying to do what he can to help get the kill on the Gunner, but Soul Assumption won't be enough. With the waveform out and the tier 3 gone top, 4Zoomers will take what they've been able to afford and leave.
Why was backdoor off? Like, Monkey just walked up and killed the top tower. That lane is pushed all the way out. And there are 2 tier 2s up. That actually seems like a bug. That's something where one creep was a little bit too far into tower range and turned backdoor off at like the tier 2, which I feel like it shouldn't work that way. I feel like creeps in those lanes should not be able to turn off backdoor if there's towers alive still.
Steal is not amazing. It's just the Sprout. Hookshot to the backlines gets the hit on the Fear. Telekinesis immediately follows that up. They've got the Cogs around Eternal Envy, who might be in a little bit of trouble with the help of Husky, but they get the kill in the Ocean. They'll take out one. Aegis picked up by Sammy Boy. Waveform forward. Macropyre on the stairs where they're being funneled for the moment. And all of a sudden, Sammy Boy taking a lot of damage as Aegis is already popped with Gunner going around with the Rolling Thunder. But Moo standing tall. Monkeys Forever right here. First hit root. BKB's been popped. They look over at the Bear. They'll get the kill. The Ice Path, though, hits onto the Nature's Prophet. Burrow Strike from Sammy Boy, who's morphed into the Sand King. So Brax, he ends up dead. Moo now on the run. It's going to be tough for him to get out of this one as they've got Sammy Boy turning into the Sand King once again. They should have the lockdown to get the kill into the Lone Druid. He'll just try to fight. He'll fear them back, but is that even enough? Swashbuckle forward, gets the disarm. Burrow Strike closes the gap. It won't get the kill, but eventually they'll find Moo. and claim them.
And they have top wave pushing in because they have a Nature's Prophet. And he's been pressing ult. So this is very likely a free Rax. I'm not sure what they can do to defend this on business. Like, Snaking doesn't even look remotely interested in defending this. He's just cutting the bot wave with waveform.
Top barracks has fallen. Dire's top barracks has fallen.
So earlier on, we talked about how important MV's start would be to enabling the rest of the team. And yeah, he's top of the net worth right now, but it's been a slow grind for him and Moo. It's not the performance they needed to have this Visage and have this lineup work.
Dire's middle tower.
Well, you know, they call him 50-50 for a reason. I think he's been okay. Like, it's been decent, but it's not what you would expect from a last pick Visage that you think is gonna just own and pop off, you know.
Exorcism gets committed. Sammy Boy with the Burrow Strike, really not much more. This is like the one time where Repair Kit doesn't feel that strong. Burrow Strike hits onto 2. Hook shot though. Ocean onto the backlines over to Fear. Fear drops down the macro part with the BKB being popped by Sammy Boy. Waveform forwards, goes into the Sand King morph, and will Burrow Strike Brax. They look over at Eternal Envy, will try to BKB and TP back to base. Just escapes. Now they look over at Snake King as well as Moo. The Fear will push them away, but the Swashbuckle on the Shield Crash will take out Envy's Familiar.
Ocean is just completely denying.
Burrow Strike from Sammy Boy. Waveform again. He's got the silence. And can they get these kills? Can they finish them off finally? Snake King finally drops Moo, surrounded by some cogs. Sammy Boy looking for a target. May not be Moo. It's Envy at the moment. And with the Solar Crest, the minus armor, they'll get the kill. And GG is called by Business Associates. 4Zoomers take the first game. So that secures them the upper bracket and puts them 1 win away from getting first in the group. And of course, there's the since the Battle Pass came out, Ancient Explodes crash. Gotta love it.
Are you out? You're done?
Yeah, I crashed.
GG. I got it. I'm good. Okay, let me read you the stat lines. Let's see. I'm curious, Sammy Boy. So Sammy Boy, 30,000. I won't exaggerate it. 29,600 hero damage. Almost 30,000. 15,000 on Monkeys. He was the next closest on his team. So just to give you an idea, Sammy Boy doubled his team's next closest DPSer, which is very, very impressive. Really solid performance from him. I mean, everybody on Zoomers. Ocean, his target priority in the fights was just it's easy to just chalk it up to like, oh, the fight looked good, they won, you know. But he was always going on Jakiro. He was always being the frontliner when it was needed, but then also like counter-initiating these double burrows. We talked about the combo of hitting a double burrow into an ice path, and basically Ocean was combo breaking that every single time. If he didn't do that, that would have looked so much better from Business. But Ocean was always at the right position in order to have the angle on Jakiro, which is not easy because he doesn't know where in Gaben's name Jakiro is. He doesn't have vision. He doesn't have mind reading. It's just game sense, which it's really cool to see. He's 1 in 5, so the stat line is crap, but
the impact is there.
That's supporting. Like, that's just how supporting is in Dota. Your score looks terrible, but the play was absolutely phenomenal. And I think we constantly see this from Zoomers and their support.
Husky and Ocean have probably been the most impressive support duo so far.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll always have these, like, crappy stat lines, but just the impact they have is tremendous. They're absolutely team players. They're the people that are passing the ball to the people that are shooting the goals. Not to, you know, downplay the cores of Zoomers, obviously, but they get a lot of attention already. Like, everybody knows Monkeys is good. Everybody knows Sammy is good. Everybody knows Gunner is good. So it's cool to see Husky and Ocean getting some respect.
Yeah.
And to give it to them.
They're the generals to the Harlem Globetrotters. They enable who would be the cores, the Harlem Globetrotters, to succeed and look so great and have the spotlight. They allow that to be there, and they allow these games to really open up for their cores. So they did a really good job with that. They take the first game for Zoomers, 1-0 lead, and 1 game away from taking the entire group. So we'll be back with that in just a moment. So stay right there. See you soon.